Okay, here we go with a little introduction to the Earthbox. I'm going to show you how to set up your Earthbox at home so that you can grow anything you like this semester for organic gardening class. So the first thing you got to do is take it out of the box and then pull everything out. Make sure you have all the parts and pieces. And you notice that black plastic grill goes in first. You want to make sure you put it in just right so the corners are oriented properly. And then pull out the instructions. You can follow along the instructions there. It's pretty straightforward and tells you everything you need to know. So see how there's two corners cut out? Those need to be lined up properly. And then that tube goes in one of the holes on the other side. This is a good time to orient your garden so it's going to be facing the direction you want, and while it's lightweight. The first step is to empty that first bag of soil completely into the garden box. It should fill it about halfway. And those corners, the ones that were cut open, you want to push down and compact those corners nice and good. Because what's going to happen is when you add water to the black tube, it's going to soak up the soil from below. And this is a wicking bed, meaning that you have a water reservoir down below and then it soaks up to the top. So after that first bag of soil, you add the dolomite, which is a type of a clay. It's kind of a soil amendment. This is going to help with moisture holding capacity, and it's also going to add some minerals for your soil too. And so you just pour it in, and you can mix it around by hand, or you can use a little trowel or a tool. You just want to get it nice and evenly mixed. And then you add the rest of your soil up to the level of the bin. So you're not going to put the entire bag at this stage. You're just going to add enough to fill the box all the way to the top. So you notice I just pour it in, level it out, break up any clumps. You may need to do this a second time to just get it, I think they say even 2 inches from the top in the instructions. Check those out and just follow along. And now you can see I'm making a line down the middle. This is where we're going to put our organic fertilizer. And I found just using your hands is the easiest, but you could use a trowel or a tool. And here's our natural plant food. And it's got the guaranteed analysis, just like any fertilizer. This is a granule-based system. And you just pour it down there in the line. The reason for putting it in the line and not mixing it in is so that you know where it is and your plants have access to it, but your plants aren't necessarily growing directly in it. So we want it to be kind of like a trough that the roots can go in and feed from, but not necessarily have all mixed throughout. The idea is you want to put it right where the plants are going to access it and not waste it and put it deep or anywhere else. Then you top it off with soil, and you could use the entire bag if you like. I chose to leave a little bit behind. And now there's this black plastic, which is an option. You're welcome to try it, or you can leave it off. I left it off on the right-hand side, and I'm using it on the opposite side. And in this one, I'm going to plant the broccoli and the lettuce. I'm mirroring the experiment from the LNT 100 class. But you're welcome to pick and choose whatever you like. I recommend seedlings as opposed to starting seeds, although you could start some seeds in this garden as well. And I'm going to overload the system. I'm going to plant way more than it recommends, because if they start to crowd each other out, I'll just cut them and harvest them and eat them. So the idea is I'm overplanting, and I'll be able to harvest one earlier than the other, and hopefully it won't be too crowded. Now you have to poke a hole in the plastic tarp here, and you pull the soil to the side, and you drop the plant in. You want to make sure you push the plant down nice and firm so that it's going to be in good contact with the soil, and then bring that soil around and tuck the plant in. You want it to be pointing upright. That's important before you water it in. Now this is the only time you're going to water from the top. The rest of the time, all you do is water from the tube. And you may find that the roots of your seedlings are bound, meaning they circle around and around, and they make kind of like a little cube or the shape of the previous container. And if that's the case, then you can gently pull the roots apart. So with your hands, you can kind of rub the sides, and that tends to get some of the roots sticking out. The goal is to not break any roots, but to just simply kind of tease them apart. A gentle squeeze of the soil can help to change the shape. And then you go down to those corners and you can pull them apart gently, and that will help to at least get the roots going in the right direction, because we don't want these roots to continue going in a circle or in that square shape that they were previously in. In a garden bed like this step is not the most crucial. The plants will probably grow just fine, long enough for you to get food at least. But if you were going to plant a tree or a shrub or something that's going to live for many, many years, then this step becomes way more important. You want to get those roots growing in the proper direction. Now notice how hard I push down. You're not wanting to break any stems or anything, but you want to put enough pressure so that the plant is supported and is upright. You don't want it to be falling over. Ideally, you plant it about as deep as it previously was in the pot, but with these vegetables, you can actually go a little bit deeper. If some of the soil comes up the stem, it's not going to be the end of the world. If these were woody plants, you wouldn't want to plant them deep because the wood would decompose underground. But in this case, it's not going to be a huge problem. My goal is not to plant them deep, but if they go a little bit deeper, that's going to be fine. And now here you see I'm sticking lettuce in between the broccoli. And my goal is to see if I can get some lettuce to grow up, because it's a fast vegetable. It's going to grow quick. And can I get some lettuce harvested before the broccoli crowds it out? And by the time I harvest the lettuce, the broccoli should be growing just big enough to fill in the gaps. So this is kind of a space-saving strategy, and it's a bit of an experiment. You can see on the left-hand side, I've got pure lettuce just to compare. Once you get them in the ground, you can kind of clean them off if there's any soil on the leaves. Any leaves kind of plastered down to the soil after you've watered them in, pick them up. Try to get the dirt off the leaves and try to just clean up the space a little bit. And that's your last time watering from up above. And then you want to fill that reservoir completely, all the water down the tube.